Hello there. It looks like Mike Tyson had finally had enough of an overeager fan. Looking at a FoxNews.com article, man struck by Mike Tyson on airplane was an overly excited fan, lawyers say. Apparently, a fan wouldn't leave Mike Tyson alone, allegedly, and Mike decided the proper thing to do was to lay the smackdown on him. Tyson was filmed striking the man on a JetBlue flight on Thursday. The man and his companion were reportedly harassing Tyson for several minutes prior to the incident. Police have not pressed charges relating to the incident, and the man's lawyer argues Tyson should have contacted a flight attendant. To state the obvious, as one of the greatest fighters of all time, Mr. Tyson should have known not to use his hands on an overly excited fan. You know, maybe I'm old school, but I'm also a firm believer in you should know not to fuck with one of the greatest fighters of all time. Jesus Christ, I go out to the bar and if a guy's just a lot bigger than me, I know not to fuck with them. The man is alleged to have thrown a bottle of water at Tyson ahead of the scuffle, though he denies doing so. Now, of course, the moral question comes up. Did Tyson handle this in the right way? I don't deal a great deal in morality, folks. I don't know if you've noticed that about me yet. I like to deal a little bit more with the reality of a situation rather than its morality. Sure, a person may not be legally allowed to bash your face in, to punch through your head. That doesn't change the fact that they can do it. Yeah, sure, they're breaking the law. Yeah, it might be immoral for them to do so, but they still can. There's no great law to the universe that's going to say, wait, hold it, Tyson, you can't do that. Hey, you world-class fighter. No, there's going to be a magic barrier that's going to come up between you. No, if you see a professional fighter, I can't believe I have to tell people this. If they even start to seem the slightest bit agitated, you stop. Yeah, sure, if they hit you, it's against the law, and you can call the cops. But it's like my dad used to say, son, it's going to take the cops at least 15 minutes to get here, and I can do a whole lot of ass beating in 15 minutes. Yet, looking at the legalities of this, the lawyer had this to say further. A trained fighter realizes that they have the ability to inflict extensive damage than a layperson, and a typical defense in these sorts of claims are self-defense. Tyson was defending himself from this gentleman. Well, when you're the former heavyweight boxing champion of the world, that defense is almost completely eviscerated. In short, I think, like I said, I'm not a lawyer, but it seems like if you know how to defend yourself, like really know how to defend yourself, you're expected to show a great deal more restraint than your average person. People who are trained in self-defense know what they can do. They know how much damage they can inflict. I don't know if you agree with that or disagree with that, if that should be a thing or not a thing. That's not my realm. Like I said, I don't worry too much about morality. If you hear me if you hear me start pontificating about morality, it's because it's one of the few things I feel strongly about. As I continued diving down this hole, I found an article on Sports Bible, where Joe Rogan had some things to say about this. Now, of course, since I wasn't there, probably nobody listening to this video wasn't there, we don't know exactly what the dude did to earn this butt kicking, or maybe the butt kicking was not earned at all. But Joe said, quote, "He was annoying one of the baddest motherfuckers that's ever walked the face of the earth. It's so dumb. It's not even kicking a beehive. It's like headbutting a beehive." Now, again, I can't speak to how much this person was annoying Mike Tyson, or how that they were annoying them, or even if somebody deserves to get their ass kicked by a world-class boxing champion for being annoying. I can't speak to that. I tried looking up a video of what happened, and really the video only shows Mike Tyson just raining down bombs on this guy. Oh God, I almost feel bad for laughing, but I don't. Joe Rogan continued, people get crazy. They think just because he's Mike Tyson, he's famous, he can't just punch you. You're annoying him. He's going to just fucking hit you like a normal person would. This is what I was talking about earlier. I'm not saying it's right to hit somebody. I'm not saying it's legal to hit somebody. All I'm saying is no matter what moral rules, no matter what legal rules you throw in front of somebody, it doesn't change the fact that they can still knock your fucking head off. I think the upcoming generation has a real problem with not realizing that real life and the internet are two totally different things. You know, and every time I say that, I think of, wow, these two ladies that came into the bar I was frequenting at the time. And every single time a country song came up, which was a lot. I lived in one of those northern states that really believes it's a southern state. And these two ladies would talk about how the song was racist or the singer was racist. And the whole time I was thinking, and these are probably two ladies who go on Twitter or wherever and say, oh, you're not allowed to say mean things. You shouldn't be allowed to say mean things on social media. You shouldn't be allowed to say mean things to people. You shouldn't be in people's mentions saying mean things. And I'm like, what the fuck do you think calling somebody racist is? Yeah, I heard this guy's a bigot. God, that was years ago, and I'm still annoyed by it. But what's my point? My point is that you go onto the internet, you tell people that they can't say mean things, but then in real life, you're trying to annoy people, and then you get surprised when bad shit happens. I'm sorry, I'm just going to read this one more time. A statement from Tyson's team reads, unfortunately, Mr. Tyson had an incident on a flight with an aggressive passenger who began harassing him and threw a water bottle at him while he was in his seat. I love how they keep going back to the water bottle being thrown at him as if that water bottle's going to do serious damage. It was a threat to my life, man. Do you know how many people are killed by water a year? Jake Paul, who, according to the article, is a good friend of Mike Tyson's, tweeted this in support. If you're being heckled in public like Mike Tyson was, you should legally get a hall pass to beat somebody's ass. This generation thinks they can get away with anything. Again, this is subjective. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm not saying I completely disagree with it. All I'm saying is that, once again, no matter the morality, no matter the legality, somebody can beat your ass before the cops get there. So it's always a good idea to, keep your head down. Don't be too excited. Sometimes somebody does something that bothers you, and it's a good idea to just fucking walk away. Okay. Okay. All right. So once again, I'm still on the sportbible.com. And this was the next article, and I can't help myself. Mike Tyson really believes homeless people are hunted by the rich, lays out theory to Joe Rogan. Supposedly they were both smoking weed at the time. Who knows? Who knows if he really believes it, or if it was the weed talking. We've all said dumb shit when we were high. So I've been told. I don't get high. I'm a good boy. I'm the goodest boy. Iron Mike speculated that a number of the world's elite have previously kidnapped vagrants to chase them on private land for fun. Of course, the pair were smoking a huge amount of weed during this conversation. Tyson said, "Whatever you think a human did to another human being, it happened. Whatever it is, it happened." The scary thing is, the last part that he said, it's probably true. Tyson continued, "Might want to hunt a motherfucker. This is what happens. They take these homeless people off the streets and put them in there. Take them to one of those special hospitals. Then they take them from the hospital, all drugged up, and take them to these large estates. Property. Let's hunt. Run." And you see, this last quote is what scares me because it sounds well thought out. Not saying you can't think very well when you're high. I know some people who, they are, I won't say habitual, because some people say you can't make weed a habit. I'm not getting into that. Anyway, Dude gets high all the time. We still have intelligent conversations, though they are kind of funny sometimes. Tyson once again continues. Fox is the only one that backtracks. That's the only challenging chase. Everything else is too easy. So now they say, well, the fox is the most reasonable animal. Let's try a human animal. See how reasonable he is. Now basically going on to say that foxes were fun to hunt because they were clever. Supposedly human beings are more clever than foxes. I find that debatable. Okay, and I'm going to stop there. I got to get some sleep. Anyway, those of you who listen, thank you very much. Please feel free to like and follow. I also have my social medias of Twitch and Twitter. Both are at Heretic Prince. Thank you again for listening, and you have a great day.